The Outsiders. Ponyboy. Dallas.
Hello and welcome to Movie Freaks Reviews. I'm Bill, and Kelly isn't here right now, but she's going to be on the second half of this review as she's not able to do it with me at the moment. So today we're going to do Movie Club, and we're going to talk about The Outsiders. And this one was picked by my sister Sandra. The Outsiders is from 1983, and it's got a 7.1 rating on IMDb. It's directed by Francis Ford Coppola, who you all probably know. He's directed stuff like The Godfather, which is huge. It stars a bunch of big names. I'm not sure how he got all these people to act in this film. Maybe because they were early on in their career, but listen to these names: C. Thomas Howell, Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Diane Lane. So, yeah, it's a star-studded lineup. So, how do they do in a film with them all together? I think overall, it's a mixed bag, I think. When I was a kid, I used to really love this film. And I've probably seen this maybe, I would say, like 5 times. And now that I watch it, the last couple of times, I gotta admit that I I always come away now feeling a little bit like underwhelmed or disappointed. Like it is a good film, don't get me wrong, but I'm thinking maybe they they had the wrong leads because the leads are Ralph Macchio and C. Thomas Howell, and they are probably the least famous of everyone in this film. Like, yeah, they're famous, but they're not Tom Cruise and Patrick Swayze famous. So the synopsis is the rivalry between two gangs, the poor greasers and the rich Sosas, only heats up when one gang member kills a member of the other. So yeah, it's basically the story of there's these a group of poor families. You never really, you never really see any of the parents. So I don't know if it's almost like they live on their own. Their parents don't care. Uh, Patrick Swayze's character has almost become the dad figure. I think his parents have died, and he plays the father figure to C. Thomas Howell's character, who plays Ponyboy, as well as Rob Lowe, who plays Soda Pop. So I don't think the parents even cared too much about what to name them. So they just named them whatever. So yeah, the characters. I thought the surrounding. I thought the best character in this film was the character of Matt Dillon. He was. I think he was the best character. Um, I thought he stole the show, and I think that might have been the problem. That C. Thomas Howell and Ralph Macchio, they're good, but they're not. Uh, I think just the fact that they follow this film follows them around kind of brings it down. It missed something. Plus the music, I find it was a bit lacking. Like even that first song with Gold, I think it's called Pure Gold or something by um, Stevie Wonder. It's good, but it's like, does this really fit this film? And every time, like, there's scenes with C. Thomas Howell, Pony Boy, and Johnny, who was played by Ralph Macchio. They're on like a train, so there's a song about a train, and they're getting their haircuts. So there's a song about getting haircuts, and I just thought the musical choices were a bit weird. And I don't know, like again, I watch this film like I try to watch it like maybe once every 5 years, but the last few times I've gone away feeling a bit underwhelmed. I guess that's the best word for it. I also felt like there was a couple of scenes that felt a bit stagey. Like there's a scene where Johnny and Ponyboy are trying to get these kids out of this burning, I think it's a school or a church, and it just seemed very stagey. I didn't like it; just didn't feel right. Yeah, and there was a remember there was another, even the rumble at the end, like yeah, I'm not gonna tell you who wins because maybe you haven't seen this, but the losers just kind of leave. Like I'm not sure how the winners won. They were fighting, and all of a sudden they just started to take off. So I don't know what happened to make them leave, but it didn't look like they were losing too bad. I don't know. The pros of the story, I think, is the story itself. It's a really interesting story about like the poor side of the tracks versus the rich side of the tracks, and how they hate each other, and how one is demeaned toward the other, and the poor side is just trying to get by, and you feel sympathy for them because they really don't have a chance because their parents are just drunks and deadbeats, and they don't really offer them much in this world, while the rich guys get everything handed to them. It's that just that story is great. I thought Diane Lane did a great job in it. Matt Dillon again, he was I thought the best character. Patrick Swayze did I thought a really good job. Rob Lowe was a bit forgettable. He didn't do enough. Emilio Estevez was good. And Tom Cruise again wasn't really in it enough. He did play. He was kind of memorable in the short bits that he was in, but he had this kind of like I don't know if it was like fake teeth or whatever, but it was kind of weird. But you know what, I kind of like Cruise's character. It was pretty good for the limited role that he did. So yeah, overall, I would say it's I'll still give it a 7.5 just because it is a good movie, and I think I'm being too critical because I've seen it so many times now, and and whenever a film starts dipping on me after a few viewings, I find, okay, does this not have as much substance as I once thought? And I'm thinking maybe that's the case with this film. It's just there's something about it that doesn't make it reach like it feels it should be I feel like it should be an epic film. It should be a classic, and it's just not that. And I think there's something missing. I can't pin my finger on it, but yeah. Well, that's my thoughts about at least that's my thoughts about this viewing. And yeah, I'll send send it off to Kelly for her thoughts.
Yes, since now is my opinion, I can say that you mentioned all good points about this movie. I think that the idea of having so many good actors in this movie make me like go back and see how they start and how their performance was in the old times. And I agreed, they are awesome actors. Like one of my favorites in this movie, I can say Robert Louis. He was doing really awesome performance. And Patrick Swayze, he always was my favorite from the first movie that he ever made. And Tom Cruise, I have to agree with you. He was no match in this movie, and that tease looked a little bit ridiculous. But I think that's the whole point. Is not all of them have to be good look or in good shape. So I mean, one of them have to take some hit, and oh, that kid that was in the, I think his name is Ralph, but he still have that cute little face and voice, and in this movie he's still playing the same thing as that Karate Kid movie. It's like he a different role but playing the same thing. Like he always played that innocent kid and trying to be hero. I always like him too. His performance is just for me like he didn't do much movies than the other actors, but I did enjoy. About the story of this movie, I don't like stories about too much gangsters, you know, kids trying to be tough and stuff like that. Especially this movie is little bit back and forth with this. I didn't understand the relationship between Patrick Swayze, Rob Louis, and the other actors since they are brothers. And Patrick Swayze trying to take the figure of being a father for them when his behavior is not acceptable, you know. And of course, as a small siblings, they gonna follow your footsteps. You cannot tell them what to do, to do things that is right when you're doing wrong, and you know, especially as boys, you know, they always want to follow the big brother. And I was hoping he be a little bit more a responsible brother, more as a defender, you know. In most of those fighting or when his little brother used to escape, I don't see much he's around him or trying to cope with protecting him. Um, Diane Lane, she's amazing, and to be honest, it's my first time I see this movie, and I see her so young in this movie, and she did awesome performance. I really enjoy. I just hope have a little bit more of you know, romance in this movie, and you know, I don't see as much. I was thinking Diane Lane would have some romance with that kid, since he was a nice guy, you know, he just was bad company, but he was a nice guy. And the fire, you know, I was expecting a little bit more of as a revenge between, you know, the outsider guys with the another gang member. It's just one time they get everybody together and go fight like crazy. It's amazing how guys can be so immature. Like, you know, like one kind being a grow up that fighting in the street gonna make you a man. Like it's ridiculous, you know. That's why in those movies I just laugh. Like you're just being a fool. What you wanna prove? What you wanna show? You know, you wanna show what you can do with your life, not being in the street and getting a black eye. You know, fighting for what? For power? What kind of power? You know, and especially they're in this small like a neighborhood with, you know, okay, the rich against the poor, but if you want to show something to the poor, show in a different way, you know, show that you can be somebody and, you know, be better than them. And when that fire happened and three of them become a hero, what's a good thing to show that we are more than just a kid, you know, we're people that care about people, you know. And that was a surprise for the town. I was, you know, I did like that part. And the end, when the brothers was running in the street, and they had that touching conversation of they be there for each other and no more fighting, and was really awesome to hear and to see Robert Louis performance and how they come together as a family and see what's the most important value is to be together and take care of each other. So in my opinion, I will give this movie at 7. You know, thanks Sandra so much for picking this movie. I really enjoy. So there you go. This is our review for the movie Outsider. So if you guys like this video, put your thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for our YouTube channel, Horror Movie Review Maniacs. And please sign up for our Facebook group, Horror Movie Review Maniacs, that is only horror movies, and Movie Freaks Review, that is all kind of different types of movie. And thanks for listening, and talk to you guys later. Bye bye.